allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to announce that the meeting is being recorded and televised by the local cable company. And during our moment of silence, if you all could remember in your thoughts and prayers the families of two very strong women who have died recently, one this week and one in early August when we weren't in session as selectmen. And there's a Ginny Kirby who passed away this week, longtime third grade teacher in our system, strong union official, a force to be reckoned with. And Leslie Cohen, who was the chairperson of the K-8 school committee back in the day, and she passed away this summer. Leslie Cohen was the reason why I got into this business at all, got into school committee work, and then eventually selectmen's work, and she was just a chairperson par excellence. Interesting, it was ironic that she and Ginny would die within such close proximity to each other, because they were at opposite ends of the argument all the time. She was a union official, Leslie was the chairperson of the school committee, and they were like this. But because of that, I don't want to call it tension, but because of that activity, we had a school system that you could that grew to be one that you could be quite proud of back in the K-8 days, and it was because of both of them. And so, if we could remember in our thoughts and prayers the families of Ginny Kirby and Leslie Cohen, it would be good. Approval of bill and payroll warrants.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to accept correspondence in the read file.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Public forum, now is the time for anybody to speak who wants to speak about something that's not on the agenda. Okay. Try to get some of the new business done, hopefully all of it done, before 7:15 when we have an executive session. Act on the resignation of Elizabeth Pretorius from the position of Associate Member of the Historical Commission effective August 21st, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? I'd like to make that with regret. All those in favor?
Aye.
Act on the resignation of Terry Plant from the position of member of the Buildings, Facilities, and Capital Expenditures Committee, effective September 6, 2016.
So moved with
Second.
regret.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Act on the resignation of Elizabeth Norse from the position of Crossing Guard, Special Constable, effective August 25, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Act on the recommendation of Deputy Chief Hanlon to appoint Jane Ploss to the position of Crossing Guard Special Constable for a one-year term through June 30th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Act on the request of Town Clerk Ton Varley to issue a warrant for unlicensed dogs to the Animal Control Officer.
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Act on the request of Chief Breno to declare a year 2000 ambulance as surplus property.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions of the chief? All those in favor?
Aye. Get some time out of it.
Act on an overnight parking ban for all streets effective December 1st, 2016 to April 1st, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion? I remember it being from November 1st, but that's fine. December 1st is fine. We're experiencing global warming and all.
Concern is the snow period generally.
Right, exactly. The DPW does such a fantastic job on our streets, especially when you drive from our town to another town. I'm going to have a tendency to agree with almost anything they want to do. All those in favor?
Aye.
Act on parking restriction on South Avenue.
So moved.
Is there a second? Frank, could you talk to us about that? a little
Yes,
bit?
this is the area when you come down Pleasant Street, where the old fire station used to be. You can go right on to South Ave, or you can go straight and cross over to Franklin. that right turn is actually a two-way street. So
It is.
people are coming up and down. Part of the problem is people that are planning to go on Pleasant Street cross over at least 100 feet before they need to, basically driving in the wrong direction
Okay.
on South Ave. What the DPW wants to do is eliminate parking from the corner of Rayner to the lot where Whitman Ford used to be. That's 4 or 5 spaces. There's a picture in your agenda.
Right,
Yeah.
and he thinks that will keep people on the
And
right
no,
side
but
of the
what that'll
street.
do is he can then widen that area, create a cross line, and require people to come up on South Avenue and make
Yeah.
almost a hard left to get up onto
Okay.
that portion of Pleasant Street. The DOT engineers were out looking at that and
Well,
Bruce
I
collected
drive
some
that all the
information
time,
from So
both coming and going. And
what
what I've
would-
noticed now is that the line of the street is curved, and it makes me go like this,
Yep.
which makes sense, because it sort of keeps me on the side of the street I need to be on. And it's clear that it's a two-lane street, which those of us who drive it know anyway.
Right?
And that's the
How-
intent.
However, can you explain the diamonds that are on the lane that are facing in the direction that I'm not driving,
Well,
making it look like I'm going the wrong way down a one-way street?
30 years ago, I would have said that's the diamond lane on Route 3, but
What is it? What is,
I think it's just a marker to draw people's attention
to what?
to the roadway because they're going to start widening that area. They're going to put stripe lines
Yep.
up
All
so
right.
that area becomes a no car zone.
Right.
The whole area?
Yep.
That section of South Ave between Rayner and Whitman Ford,
We
it
haven't
will
even-
sweep out like this.
But we haven't reached South Avenue yet. We've gone by the old fire station. We're not on South Avenue yet.
Which direction are you heading in?
Towards the T?
Towards here. From,
Oh, okay.
I'm coming down, whatever it is, Pleasant Street, right?
And you bear right,
And I'm gonna be right at the old fire station.
right? I think he's going to shift that lane out a little.
It is shifted. It's already.
Okay,
Right.
so those markings are probably the tentative markings for what they're
Okay,
going
so
to
it's-
paint.
Okay.
And that particular area, those cars that you see parked there, typically are vehicles that don't want to pay to park in the lot and are parking on the
You're
street
talking
all
about
day.
parking, you're talking about parking in
South
front
Ave.
of the South Avenue apartments?
Yes. He did
That's
check.
but that's way over here.
Yep, and that's the only area we're talking about right now for no parking.
I don't quite understand.
He's going to come
but
up
I'm
with
gonna
a
give it-
better drawing of the street
I'll-
before he marks it.
Like I said,
He's gonna
I
strike
guess
it here.
I'm.
I didn't realize the diamonds were painted.
Yeah, and they're looking right at me.
Okay, I'll
Well, smile.
check it out.
What? I just don't get it. I just don't understand it.
I could pretend I do, but then you'll ask me a question I can't answer, so.
All right. But I'm gonna trust Bruce. Anyone else have any?
Nope.
Okay,
Need a vote?
all those in favor of the parking restriction?
Aye.
Act on the resignation of Michael A. King from the position of Auxiliary Special Police Officer effective September 5th, 2016.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Act on the Saperstein contract with respect to the sale of 35 East Avenue at public auction. Frank?
I need the board's vote in order to sign the agreement to auction the property on 35 East Ave. That's the Billany property across from the one we took down. We've been looking at it for quite a while. This was the earliest we could get Saperstein to put it on the docket. We started in May.
So
So the-
motion.
Is there a second? Second. Any questions? All in
The
favor?
payments will come out of this sale
Yeah.
to Saperstein.
Under old business, liaison assignments, I asked you to get to me this week with your willingness to accept some of Lisa's liaison assignments that are now vacant. And I've had some input. Scott has agreed to be the liaison to the fire department. Dan has agreed to be the liaison to the Board of Health and the street lighting. Brian has agreed to be the liaison to the Bylaws Study Committee, Conservation Commission and Recreation Commission. Okay, leaving one on account of 4, and that's liaison to the assessors. Would anyone like to do that, or am I going to have to suck it up for the good of the cause?
It's kind of a easy one.
All right. All right. I will be the liaison to the assessors.
Want that aboard?
Problems, but they'll be happy to help.
Okay.
That's
Very
where I
good. So
was
so
before
that's
here.
taken care of. We have time to go around the board before we go into executive session. Frank, do you have anything you want to say for the good of the town?
Just that we're getting responses to the ad for the position of Assistant Town Administrator. Right now I have 50, and I know there are a few more in there that I haven't pulled up yet. And
And the deadline is a week from,
we should have made it
Thursday.
shorter.
week from Thursday. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So actually, we all still have time to resign from the board and then
Yeah.
throw our hats into it.
Oh, that would be interesting.
If we all did that, then what happened?
Frank's in
I
charge.
don't really,
Actually,
Have to have a special election.
Actually, in the absence of board members in that catastrophic incident where all 5 board members were somehow eliminated,
That's a cheery thought, yeah.
you ready for this?
What?
The town clerk takes over until an election.
Really?
Yes.
Now that you-
Well, all right, I'm in. I'll stay on the board. Okay, Frank, you have nothing, you said?
Nothing else.
Nothing.
yes, I do, just a couple of things. One, I'd like to thank Elizabeth Pretorius, and she did a great job on the Historical Commission. It was her and our past veteran agent, Jerry Eaton, who researched and got all those street names for soldiers of, I think, the Second World War. There's a bunch of them around town that we celebrated, and they did a great job on that. And second of all, I've been getting complaints about people leaving TVs on their front lawns and on sidewalks. Just remember, the waste disposal does not pick up TVs. You either got to bring them to our DPW, and they will dispose of them with a fee of between, $15 and $25, depending on the TV. And if in fact you'd rather make a donation, Dollars for Scholars is doing a fundraiser at the McQuon School in Hanson this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. where you can bring your television, and they'll take it. And I think there's a $25 fee. They get computers. There's a certain price, and there's keyboards and things like that, and they will use them for a fundraiser. And if you donate it and spend the $25 for a TV, you can take that out on your taxes as a donation. So one way or another, TV's got to come off people's front yards, discarded TVs, because there'll be nothing but a hazard, because kids are walking to school, and when it comes snow time and they're plowing the sidewalks, you really don't want hitting TVs. So please remove the TVs from your properties. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Brian?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, we can go into executive session. It's about 7:15. In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, Exception 1, to discuss the reputation, character, physical condition, or mental health rather than professional competence of an individual, or to discuss the discipline or dismissal of or complaints or charges brought against a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual. And 3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the body. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Is there a
Yes.
second? Okay.
Yes.
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 Okay, we'll return in open session only to adjourn.